Boy, do I have a treat for you guys. Kean TV, this is your very own Andrew, and we are here at the Human Rights Institute. We are here for Dr. Nevarez's book launch about climate change. She's talking about the effects of climate change after Hurricane Sandy. Interesting stuff. Take a look.
But to people who have spent generations and generations in the same area, that is losing their identity. So everything in their lives is triggered by when the salmon migrate, when the camas blooms, when it's harvesting time, when the salmon berries are ripe, right? So everything is timed to be exactly where it should be at a given time. So when that's off because of a warming climate or rising sea levels, everything changes.
So when I first entered the legislature, which was in the end of the 1970s, but in the mid-80s, I sponsored the most effective environmental protection laws in the country. And I did that as a result of a few incidences that I saw in my own neighborhood. I was born in the Elizabeth Port section of Elizabeth and grew up in Bay Way. And there were workers. You could not drive past exit 13 on the turnpike with your windows down. Workers were passing out. They were painting the Goethals Bridge. They were passing out from the fumes from the chemical companies. That's how bad it was. And then one day, there was a huge explosion on Front Street in Elizabeth, like 2 blocks from where I was born. Barrels of chemical waste kept exploding into the air. They were just dumped there haphazardly, not labeled, and in totally unsafe conditions. And that got me going on environmental protection. So I sponsored New Jersey's Clean Air Act, the Pesticide Control Act, the Safe Drinking Water Act, and then the mother of them all, the Environmental Cleanup Responsibility Act. And that, to this day, no other state has it. And it requires companies, before they sell their property, to either clean it up or post a bond for its cleanup. The business community went wild. They said that this is going to shut down New Jersey's economy. Bankers, realtors, the entire business community, of course the petrochemical industry. Not only did it not shut down New Jersey's economy, it saved it. Because New Jersey was a toxic basket case. That law, along with, I had the New Jersey Superfund. New Jersey Superfund, which I sponsored, came before the federal Superfund. And there was a surcharge on petrochemicals coming into the state. And then when the federal government passed its Superfund law, sponsored by New Jersey Congressman Jim Florio, then subsequently became governor of the state, the petrochemical industry said, we don't have to pay Lesniak's surcharge because we're preempted under the federal constitution. Well, I sued him. I'm a lawyer too.
Yes.
Famous case of all, the caption though is Lesniak versus the United States. That's how it came out. And we made them pay. So because of that law and because of the Environmental Cleanup Responsibility Act, which is known as ECRA, tens of thousands of toxic sites have been cleaned up in New Jersey. I'll give you one example. Jersey Gardens Mall, one of the most successful malls in the country. Thousands of jobs, hundreds of millions of dollars generated for the state and for the economy. It was an abandoned dump site, and it had to be cleaned up, and we were able to get it cleaned up because of these laws. Now, along comes climate change, and that's why Dr. Nevarez's book is so important, because as she said, I think you said, but I know as your book said, there's nothing that we can do now other than prepare, as the book shows you. Nothing we can do now that's going to stop the disasters from continuing, at least for the next few decades. And this started decades ago. And even if we had 100% compliance with the Paris Accord, there still would be these storm surges that we have to prepare for, and as a society, as individuals, and as government. And now that President Trump has withdrawn from the Accord to Parity, it's only going to get worse. I may be a little bit more optimistic than you. I'm not sure.
I'm optimistic.
Okay, because basically what you said was, well, I believe if the global community does not get our act together, and the science, I believe, shows it, within 50 years, New Jersey is going to, 1/3 of New Jersey will be underwater. And you deal with that. And we have to deal with that. When I had a house at the Jersey Shore on Quantigat Bay, at a place called Curtis Point. My house was the point. Okay? And then along came Sandy. No damage. As it turned out, it's the highest elevated property on the entire Barrier Island. Did you know that? But so when the tour buses went around, all the devastation, and with the politicians and people wanting to see all the devastation, they said, there's Senator Lesniak's house. The storm went around it. Meanwhile, I'm up here in Elizabeth, and this is what you talk about in terms of infrastructure. I'm up here in Elizabeth, and we lost power for 13 days. The storm went around my house on the shore, we lost power here for 13 days. So what I say is I have more influence over God than PSC&G. So it's not fear-mongering. We see it over and over and over again. And that's why this book is so important. And for us to listen to what you have to say.
We're here with the one and only Dr. Nevarez as she gave a fabulous presentation on her new book, Governing Disaster in Urban Environments, Climate Change Preparation and Adaption After Hurricane Sandy. Now, Dr. Nevarez, this was a great presentation that you gave. What inspired you to write this book?
So it's great to see you again, Andrew.
Yes, it is. Thank you.
And thank you for setting some time for this.
Mm-hmm. No problem.
As I mentioned in the presentation, I have been working with what we used to call in the past environmental issues, and now we turn the discourse into climate change, right? There are some skeptics, there are some people who prefer not to address it that way. So I also speak in the book about extreme climate impacts, because I feel that at this point those are undeniable facts. I have been working for a long period of time on this topic. As I mentioned, my PhD is in environmental psychology and environment, natural and built, right? We kind of analyze those relationships. I went the route of the city. I live in New York City. I grew up in Puerto Rico and I never experienced a hurricane, and I was always intrigued by them, right? Had a close relationship with nature in the island when I was growing up. And I live in Harlem, and Sandy happened, nothing happened in Harlem. But I saw these very impactful images on TV. And I'm a cyclist, so I went with a group that I ride many times off, an environmental group that would like everybody to ride the bicycle to reduce their carbon footprint. I had been cycling with them for a very long period of time. And they organized a ride to help in the Rockaways. I didn't expect to see what I saw. I didn't expect to see that level of destruction, and it became absolutely evident to me that something in the climate was changing tremendously.
Right. And you said you went to the Rockaways after Hurricane Sandy. And would you say your initial reaction, you were shocked when you saw it?
I was absolutely shocked. I call it our own little tsunami, because I saw the cars lifted and rearranged. I saw the boardwalk completely destroyed. But one of the images that is included in my book is that of concrete split apart. And I remember thinking I didn't know that water could do that to concrete, because I have never seen something like that before.
Right. Again, it was a disaster when it happened, but I know you were very informative during the presentation. But what can you tell the viewers and students like myself what they could do to kind of try to help climate change, or as you call it, extreme climate? What can we do to try to prevent something like this from becoming worse and worse?
So I think we can do our part, but that might be a trite approach. I think that at this point, I think that there is plenty of evidence that we are dealing with a set of circumstances that are changing and will continue to change our lives. So I feel that the level of complexity that climate change triggers, along with the complexity of living in urban areas, of living in cities, can only be tackled on multiple fronts, and that's why my analysis tries to incorporate a multi-scalar level to kind of understand that we need to think differently about our relationship with nature. We need to talk to each other about these issues and be creative in ways of handling alternatives, initiatives. But I think at the core of everything at this point, it's to create spaces in which we can truly and genuinely communicate with each other. Talk about this issue, talk about other social issues. Talk to people, relate to people in a genuine way in which you are actually making a connection with another human being, to explore possibilities, to live better with others. And better, I don't mean it in a materialistic way only, whatever that means. I'm talking more spiritually, intelligently, in solidarity with others. And that's why in the book I speak about communities of solidarity, because that's what I saw working in the Rockaways from the ground up, with the relief hubs, and also with the mentality that they were carrying. They were telling each other that they should help, but by putting themselves in the position of the other and not in a condescending way, but more of trying to understand those who are rarely heard, in trying to really be genuine with each other. And I keep on emphasizing this aspect about conversations and genuine dialogical participation. So it's not one way, but it's dialogical. And then you can develop programs with children. You can work in your community to plant trees. You can study policy and become a politician who is trying to promote climate change policies in your communities or in your state. I feel that everything goes at this point. We just have to be genuine and be communicative. And I just wanted to mention that the Nancy Thompson Library here at Kean University has a copy available for faculty and students of the ebook version of my book.
All right, you guys heard it here. Pick up your copy. Hey guys, I'm here with Angel. Nice to meet you, Angel. He was here during the presentation. Now, Angel, what did you learn out of this presentation? Something you didn't know before?
I didn't know that we actually, as as people, live so much. We do so much against the environment. Like we talk about carbon footprints, and that we should definitely reduce it in our daily lives. That will actually help big way the environment. Something that everybody depends on.
Has this presentation inspired you to maybe reduce your carbon footprint? Maybe doing things like shutting off the lights, growing more trees in the environment, using less energy?
This definitely has been an inspirational speech by Dr. Nevarez. I feel like it is important that we get involved in this because, again, we are talking about our home. We're talking about the only planet that we know has what we need. And some people are talking about conquering other planets, but the problems that we have right now should be taken care of.
Man, I can't wait to pick up a book myself. Thank you guys for joining us. Again, this is Kean TV's Andrew Clementoni. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time.